So we're going to start with our centering. So coming down to our backs, and you can use any blankets or bolsters or eye pillows, whatever you want to get fully comfortable. And just giving ourselves the opportunity to slow everything down today. We'll take a nice, slow, long, steady inhale in. And nice and slow, exhale that full breath out. Nice, slow, long, steady inhale in, filling up the belly, the pelvis, the lungs. And then again, exhaling that full breath out. We're going to repeat that breath one more time. Just taking that nice, slow, long, steady inhale in. And nice, slow, long exhale out. And just tuning in with our bodies. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. And tuning in with our bodies. So starting down at the ankles, just allowing them to soften. And moving from our ankles, bringing our awareness up our calves and our shins. Seeing how our body feels today. Tuning in with our knees, our quads and our hamstrings. Moving up to our hips and our glutes. Moving up to our pelvis, our tummy. Moving up along the spine into the rib cage. Just tuning in, just noticing what's happening in our bodies. And moving up the ribs to the heart center. Bringing our awareness to our collarbones, our shoulders. And just allowing them to soften. Coming down our biceps to our elbows. Allowing our fingers to soften or to curl. And then bringing our awareness up to our throat, our jaw, our ears, cheekbones. Allowing a softness to come over the forehead. Allowing a softness to come to the lips. Your lips may even part. Just staying present here for a few breaths. Just noticing the inhales and the exhales. Take a nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. And as we exhale, we'll bring the soles of our feet together, coming into our reclined cobbler. Bringing our hands to our tummy or our ribs. And just feeling the rise and fall of our pranayama. Just be heavy. Bringing our breath into our hips, into our groin. Let's interlace the fingers, reaching them back, just stretching those arms out to the back wall. And then allowing everything to soften again. We'll bring a gentle pulse to the knees, the wings of a butterfly. Coming to stillness, nice, slow, long inhale in. As we exhale, we'll bring our knees into our chest for a hug. Just giving us gentle rock from side to side. Coming to stillness, we'll bring our arms out into T position, pointing the toes up to the sky, getting nice and long through those shins. Push through the heels, getting nice and long through the calves. Point through the toes. And push through the heels. We're going to make circles in one direction with our ankles and in the other. Good. Coming to stillness. We're going to allow a softness to come into the ankle. We're going to open up our legs to the width of the mat. And then putting a bend into the knee, we're going to connect the soles of the feet. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, lengthen the legs back up to the ceiling. Just keeping that softness into the feet. Open up the legs to the width of the mat. Connect the soles of the feet. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, reach the toes up to the sky. Let's open up the legs again. Connect the soles of the feet. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, reach the toes up to the sky. Good. Again, opening up the legs. Connect the soles of the feet. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, lengthen out the legs. Good. One more time. Open up the legs. Bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, point the toes up to the sky. Good. We're going to put a bend back into the knees so the shins are parallel with the ceiling. Keeping the knees together, let's take those legs over to the right side of the mat. And we're going to turn our face over to our left fingertips. And at your own pace, taking some slow inhales and exhales here. Few more breaths here. Inhale those legs together to center. Exhale, let's bring those legs over to the other side of the mat. We're going to turn our face towards our right fingers. And again, continuing with those nice slow inhales and exhales. Keeping the knees together. Let's inhale those legs back to center, exhaling the breath out. We're going to take that right ankle, bringing it below the left knee, reaching through for our reclined pigeon. I want you to try and bring your hands to the outside of the left shin. So you're almost hugging that left leg in towards the body. Normally we come behind the thigh, but if it's comfortable, try bringing your hands around the outside of the left leg. If it's not comfortable, then bring your hands back to your left thigh. Allowing our bodies to roll where they may. So usually we try and square off our hips. If you're leaning or dipping into that right cheek, that's completely fine. Tuned in with our breath. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhale, releasing that left leg. We're going to bring our right leg back beside the left, and then left ankle comes below the right knee. So same thing, we're going to reach between the legs and bring our hands to the outside of the right shin if that's comfortable for you. And if your body dips or tilts into the left side, just let your body go where it needs to today. A few more breaths here. Slow, long inhale in. Exhale, releasing that right leg. We're going to bring the left knee back to the right. We're going to give ourselves another hug, just hugging those knees into the chest and giving another gentle rock from side to side. Coming to stillness, hands are going to come on our knees and we're going to rotate them over towards the right side. So we're making circles with the knees. Coming to stillness, we'll reverse the direction. This time coming towards the left. Coming to stillness, we'll release the feet down to the mat, walking the heels towards the bottom. Let's push our pelvis up to the sky, coming into our bridge pose. If it's comfortable, we're going to connect our hands underneath our bottom. But now I want you to try and put some softness into the knees. I know you're keeping your pelvis up, but just seeing if your knees open up to the sides a little bit. And then bringing your knees towards each other. They may or may not connect. That's okay. Allow the knees to go wide. One more time, let's bring those knees in towards each other. Releasing the hands nice and slow. We're going to come down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Arms out into T position, keeping our feet connected to the mat. We'll allow our knees to drop over to the right side. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, release over to the left, keeping the pads of our feet connected to our mat. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Do one more flow through. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And we'll bring our knees back to center. We're going to come over to our tummies. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, allowing the tops of our feet to connect to our mats. Let's bring those elbows into our sides and inhale up to our cobra. Exhale the breath out. Good. If it's comfortable for you, bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling. Nice big breath in. Exhale it out. Good. Now we're going to drop the chin down to the chest. Nice big breath in. Exhale it out. Bringing our head back to neutral, back to center. Big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Good. Let's bring our arms out into T position. We're going to start by coming down to the left side of the face, putting a bend into that right knee, and we're going to step that right foot over the left side. Tuning in with our body, so noticing if any of your muscles are holding on, just try and allow them to soften so that you melt a little deeper into the pose. Couple more breaths. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhale back to center. We're going to come over to the right side of the face, bend into the left knee, and let's step that left foot over the right side. And again, tuning in with the body. Just noticing if any muscles are holding on, trying to allow them to become heavy so we connect a little further with our mats. And slow, long inhale in. Exhale, come back to center. Good. We're going to bring our hands into our shoulders. Knees come to the width of the mat as we push back into a passive child's pose. So we can start by being on our right side of our face. Allowing our bottoms to sink or to melt. And keeping our awareness on our breath. Nice and slow. Let's turn our face into the opposite direction. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to push ourselves up into kneeling. So our knees are facing forward. We're going to curl those toes under. So we're seated onto our heels, bringing our hands behind our bottom. Gently, we're going to pull down towards the bottom, being mindful of the shoulders. Releasing the hands, inhale the arms out to the side, lifting them up, reaching up to the sky, connecting the palms. Exhale to heart center. Good. Arms behind the back, gentle little pull down towards the bottom. Releasing the hands, inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale to heart center. Okay, one more time, connecting the hands behind the back, just gentle little pull. Release, inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhale to heart center. Good. So we're going to flow through onto the soles of our feet, reaching our hands forward. It's a little bit of a different maneuver. And then as we come back into kneeling, we bring our hands to heart center. Good. So we're going to do 2 more of those. Back onto the pads of our feet, reaching forward. Inhale to kneeling. Exhale 1 more time onto the soles of the feet. And coming back into kneeling. Good. We'll come over to our easy pose. You're going to need your strap now. Just being mindful of the buckle. We're going to put some tension into the strap, lifting it over our head. Seated nice and tall, so find those sit bones. Good. And bring the strap around to the bottom. Good. Inhale up. Exhale to the knees. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Good. We're going to take the strap into the right hand, bringing that strap over the right shoulder. Our left hand's going to encourage that right elbow back. And then the left hand will reach underneath to the strap, walking the hands towards one another. We're still keeping the chest open. So if you find you're curling in, give yourself a little more space between your hands. Good. And thinking about our Kundalini breath here. So taking those nice, slow, long inhales and exhales. So pulling that breath up the front of the forehead, around the crown of the head, all the way down to the tailbone. Exhale the full breath out. Good, nice long inhale in, coming up the front of the forehead and around the crown, all the way down to the tailbone. And exhaling it out. Good. We'll release the strap, rolling out the shoulders from front to back to front, whatever feels good there. And then bringing the strap into the left hand and over the left shoulder. Right hand's going to encourage that left elbow back. And then we'll reach the right hand underneath. Good. So keeping those shoulders, keeping the chest open. And again, flowing through your Kundalini breath. So bringing that breath up the front of the forehead all the way down to the tailbone. Exhaling it out. Okay, we're going to do that breath 1 more time. So pulling that breath up the front of the forehead, around the crown of the head, all the way down to the tailbone. and release the strap. We can put the strap over to the side. Legs will come straight out in front of us into staff pose, pushing through the heels. Hands come down to the mat beside us. And we're going to put a little pressure into the hands, so pushing down on the mat. If your hands don't quite touch, you can come up to your fists as well, whichever's more comfortable. Shoulders are away from the ears, nice tall spine. Couple breaths here. Let's inhale those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing your breath into those spaces that you feel lengthening. So it might be in the calves or the hamstrings, might be the lower back. I want you to lengthen out your spine, pushing through the crown of your head. May or may not still be reaching your toes. That's okay. Inhale back to center, exhaling the breath out. That right foot's going to step over the left leg. Let's bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind us, and bringing our gaze over that right shoulder. Breath in. Exhale to center. Right foot comes to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Bringing your hands to either side of that left foot. We're going to use those fingers to walk ourselves back up to center, lengthening out that right leg. Left foot steps over the right leg, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, left hand behind us, and bringing that gaze over the left shoulder. Big breath in. Exhale to center, left foot to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Hands come to either side of the right foot. Let's use those hands to walk us back up to center. We'll bring our legs nice and wide. All right. If you want more lengthening coming up the back of the legs, you can push through the heels. If you find it a little much today, just allow those feet to soften. We're going to take a big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to reach our hands towards our ankles as we come into our forward fold. Inhale up to center. Exhale our feet into our cobbler. We're going to bring our hands or our forearms to our knees and just gently pushing the knees down towards the mat. Trying to keep that long spine. Good. Couple more breaths here. Releasing the pressure, we'll just bring a little bit of our butterfly wings back again. Good. Coming to stillness, we'll come over to our tabletop. Having the toes curled under. Good. Pulling the belly button into the spine. Let's inhale to our cow. Exhale, cat. Nice, slow, conscious movements. Inhale to our cow. Exhale to our cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We're going to do one more flow through. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. All right, coming back to our tabletop. We're going to lengthen through that left leg, pushing through the heel. Right hand comes forward. Right hand connects to the mat. We're going to open up into our modified half moon, reaching those left fingers up to the sky. Very nice. Let's connect that left hand back down to the mat, rotating the hips. We're going to step that left foot forward into that 45-degree angle, and then bring that left knee over top of the ankle. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can stay here. If you want to go a little further, we can lift that right knee off the mat and getting long through that right leg. Release the right knee. Hands to either side of the left foot. Let's bring that left leg back to the right. Right leg extends behind us, pushing through the heel. Left hand comes forward. Left hand connects to the mat. Let's open up into our modified half moon. Right fingers are reaching for the sky. Right hand connects to the mat. Let's rotate our hips back over, stepping that right foot forward. Right knee over top of that right ankle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can stay here if you want to go further. We can lift that left knee off the mat. Release the left knee, hands to either side of the right foot. We're going to bring the right leg back to the left, pushing up into our down dog. Let's take the dog for a walk. Good. Coming to stillness. Right leg, three-legged dog. And let's bring that right leg over for our flip dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Right knee comes forward for mountain climber. Right leg, three-legged dog. And let's step that right foot forward, inhaling up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Flow back to your reverse warrior. Beautiful. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, warrior one. Nice and strong, stepping up into our tree pose. Staying in our tree, bringing our hands to heart center. Reaching our arms out in front of us. Left elbow comes into right as we come into our eagle arms. We're going to slide that left leg around the front of the right as we sit into our Garudasana. Big breath in. Exhale into chair. Forward fold. Step back to our down dog. Let's take that dog for a walk. Coming to stillness. Left leg, three-legged dog. And let's bring that left foot over for our flip dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Left knee comes forward for mountain climber. Left leg, three-legged dog. Let's step that left foot forward as we inhale up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Low back reverse warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale one. Nice and strong, step up into your tree. Stay in our tree, our hands come to heart center. Reaching our arms in front of us, right elbow into the left as we come back into our eagle arms. And then sliding that right foot in front of the left leg as we sit into our Garudasana. Big breath in. Exhale to chair. We're going to forward fold, and we're going to wiggle the feet to the width of the mat as we come into our ragdoll, reaching for the elbows, allowing the head and the arms to be heavy. Few more breaths here. We're going to sit our bottom back coming into our wide leg squat. Elbows come to the inside of the knees, hands to heart center. You can decide if you want to stay here in stillness, or you can feel free to move your weight. It can be side to side or circles, whatever feels good for you. Stillness, our hands connect down to the mat. Let's push our bottoms up and then step back into our down dog. We're going to flow all the way forward to our up dog or cobra. Take a breath here. And flow through to your down dog. Looking between our thumbs, we're going to step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Good, we're gonna flow all the way through again to our up dog or cobra, just taking our time through our movements. Take a couple breaths here. Flow into your down dog. Looking between our thumbs, we're gonna step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Excuse me. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Good. Last time, we're going to flow through to our up dog or cobra. Take a couple breaths. Push back, down dog. Good. Let's walk those feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Good. We're going to come down into kneeling. Toes are curled under. If you have your blocks, I would like you to set them up for your supported Lord of Fish pose. So the top block is at mid height. The lower block is at the lowest height. If you do not have a block and you have a blanket, you can roll the blanket so that it sits underneath the shoulder area. So just taking it lengthwise and putting it under the shoulder just to give you a little bit of height. You can also, with your supported Lord of Fish pose, if you have a bolster, you can put your bolster on top of it as well. So whatever's most comfortable for you today. Once we get into our Lord of Fish, we're going to start with our knees bent and our arms open in T position with our palms facing up to the sky. I want you to squeeze your toes almost as if you're trying to grip the mat with your toes. And then release, try to point your toes up to the sky. Again, trying to grab the mat with your toes. And then release, pointing your toes up to the sky. One more time, grabbing the mat with your toes. And then releasing, pointing the toes up to the sky. Good, releasing the feet. We're going to close the hands into a fist, nice and tight. And then release, pushing your palms forward. Good, we're going to squeeze the hands together. And release, pushing the palms up to the sky. One more time, closing the fists. And then opening up the hands. Okay, let's give those fingers a little wiggle. Allowing the hands to connect back down to the ground. Good. We'll allow our legs to stretch out the length of the mat. Ankles are soft. And tuning in with our bodies. So at your own pace. Checking in with our toes and our ankles. And working our awareness slowly up the legs. Allowing everything to soften and to melt. Allowing our hips to be heavy. Allowing our blocks and blankets to support our shoulders. Our shoulders to be open. Allowing our fingers to curl. Noticing the rhythm of your breath, your inhales and your exhales. You can stay with your legs lengthened, or if it's more comfortable, you can bring them into cobbler or into easy pose. If you want, you can move your arms. You can either bring your hands to your sides or your ribs, whatever feels most comfortable to you now. Stay here for a few more breaths. Nice and slow, I'd like you to bring yourselves up to seated. Bringing our hands to our knees. Take a big breath in. Exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. Rolling the left ear over to the left shoulder. Nice and slow. Drop that chin down. We're going to bring that right ear over to the right shoulder. Drop the chin down to center. We're going to reach to our hands, walking them down the mat. Giving ourselves a little stretch here. Keeping the hands nice and slow, walking ourselves back to center. Good. We're going to come down to our backs for Shavasana. So if you need a sweater or a blanket or your eye pillows, whatever you need to get fully comfortable, I do want you to come down to your backs, but you can use the bolster underneath your feet or underneath your knees, whatever's most comfortable there. And then once we get ourselves down to our backs, once we're ready, I want you to tune back in with your breath. Just taking nice, slow, long inhales and exhales at our own pace. Tuning in with our breath. Allowing ourselves to come into stillness, into Shavasana. In stillness, bringing our awareness back to our breath. Bringing gentle movements to your toes and your ankles. Bringing gentle movements to your fingers and your wrists. You're going to take a nice, slow, long, gentle belly filling breath in. Exhaling it out. We're going to bring our awareness to our heart center. Thinking about something that makes us happy. First thing that comes to mind, big or small. Could be the sunshine. It could be a good cup of coffee. It could be a trip or a person, whatever it is. First thing that comes to your mind. Think about that person, place, or thing that brings you happiness and allow that happiness to grow within your heart center. Noticing that feeling expanding and reaching. Allowing that feeling of happy to reach all the way down to the tips of your toes. Flowing through to your fingertips. Reaching up all the way to the crown of your head. Allowing that feeling of happiness to come across your face, putting a smile on your lips. And genuinely put that smile there. Feel that smile. Feel that happy. Allowing that feeling to grow, allowing it to glow or to radiate. Building a happy cocoon around you. Stay here in this feeling for a few more breaths. And take another nice, slow, long, gentle breath, pulling that breath all the way down into our hips and our pelvis. And as we exhale that breath, we'll come over to our right side. Just staying present in this moment, noticing your breath, noticing how your body's feeling. Taking another nice, gentle, slow, long inhale in. Exhaling it out. Taking our time. When you're ready, we'll push ourselves nice and slow up into seated. We'll bring our hands to heart center, giving ourselves thanks for making time for ourselves and our practice today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.